So there's one question which I often get, which is, should I feed my pigs dry or wet feed? People have been asking me this, even in the comments. I usually see this. So people always want to know if they should feed dry or wet, or which one is better. From our own experience here on the farm, in fact, here on the farm we feed. I won't say dry, I won't say wet. We feed moist feed, because it's always best to make the feed moist, so as to reduce dust, so as to reduce all those things that could cause respiratory problems to the pigs. Now, then some other times too, we feed dry, very dry. And the reason why we feed very dry sometimes is because of the concentrates in the feed. We don't want to add water or sprinkle water, and that will reduce the amount of concentrates, or leach it off from the feed. So whenever you see us feeding our pigs dry, just know that we added some important concentrates in that feed, which we don't want the water to affect or leach off. And most of the times when we are mixing our feed, we mix them dry, because we mix our feeds in tons. At times we could do 500 kg mixture, but most of the times we mix our feeds in tons, then pack it somewhere. So we can't mix our feed like that and put water into it like that. No, it will spoil over time. So we mix dry. Then when we are feeding, we sprinkle some water just to reduce the dust. But we don't feed wet. Here on the farm, we don't feed wet. If you see our pigs' feed being wet, just know that the pigs were the ones that added water into it using their nipple drinkers. But most of the times, we either feed dry or moist. We don't feed wet feeding. No, we don't do that. And the reason why we don't do that is because adding too much water will leach off those vitamins, concentrates that we've added into the feed. So that is what we always avoid when it comes to wet feeding. So as you can see, some of these our pigs right now, they are feeding dry. So we love to feed our pigs dry or moist, just to reduce the amount of dust particles in the feed. So that's basically how we feed our pigs. And of course, some people also ask, how many times should I feed my pigs in a day? There is no amount of time specified for you to feed your pigs in a day. But the most important thing is just make sure your pigs eat enough. Here on our farm, most of the times our pigs, all the time, not even most of the times, all the time, this guy is sucking. So all the time, we feed our pigs 2-4-7 ad libitum. So you want to say hi to those on the video? So we feed our pigs ad libitum, because we want to achieve maximum weights at a very fast interval. We don't like our pigs staying on the farm more than 6 months, except the ones we want to use for breeding. So once they are weaned at 6 weeks, we fatten for about 5 months. They go on the starter feed for 1 month, on the grower feed for 2 months, and on the finisher feed for 3 months, making it 5 months of feeding. And by that time, they will be clocking market weight. And then we will dispose the ones we want to dispose, and keep the ones that we want to use for breeding. So that's basically how we do it on the farm. So most of the times we try our best to feed our pigs well. To feed our pigs. Once they start sucking, it start making this noise. As you can see, their mouth is on the nipple. Her mouth is on the nipple. Baby. So that's basically how we feed our pigs on the farm. 2-4-7. And we try as much as possible to make the feed rich in nutrients. So that's basically how we do it.